Hello, everyone.
Supreme Being,
Hello,
welcome
Petya.
back. Hello, Andrezinho.
Welcome back. Today we have an interesting topic. Um, Several people from different languages actually are asking the same thing. We realize that it's just it sounds different, but they all come to the same conclusion. How do we attract our twin flame? How I get close to the twin flame? How do we connect? How to understand and all this, so we realize we have the answers for all of these questions.
And before we start with our topic, we would like to invite you to our next workshop,
Yes.
Which we decided to be on the 24th, right?
Yes.
24th of September, so this month. The topic we will announce it a little bit later, and the starting time will be 1 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. But if we gather up more people, we'll probably move it to 12 o'clock, so lunchtime Greenwich Mean Time.
To have more time.
Yes.
And plus we always do answer any additional questions during the workshop. So even if the title of the topic of the workshop doesn't suit you very well, you can still ask your question, and we can answer you.
Yes.
And you
hopefully to help you.
Yes.
And ourselves.
You can already book the workshop. It's already working. It's down below in the description.
Yes. So looking forward to it.
Yes.
And back to our topic.
So how do we attract or get close, connect to the twin flame like properly without any issues? By our experience, we actually took our time. We were almost like studying, analyzing ourselves. We actually had some astral experiences. I had one during my job. I was in the truck.
I remember it.
My job required us to wake up very early, and we fell asleep because of 4 a.m. at work. We fell asleep inside the truck, and I actually had an astral experience, and I saw Petya full of sparks and flowers and stars and stuff. It was amazing.
That's so cool.
And you also had one with me. We were constantly asking each other like intelligent questions to understand who exactly are you without sounding rude or strange. Just we were curious, like, who is this person? Is it my best friend? Is it soulmate? Is it further than this?
Yes, of course, at the time we had no clue. We didn't know anything about twin flames. We tell our story in a video in our channel here. If you haven't watched it, you might go back to watch it. We can even put a link to it.
Yeah, we can put a link somewhere.
I think it's quite of a long video, is it? I don't remember anymore.
20 or 30 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
It's worth it.
We're actually considering of putting our story on paper.
Yeah.
Let us know how this sounds to you.
Instead of making a remake of that video to be updated, we actually
Yes.
prefer maybe to make a writing.
Because there's much more details. We cannot put everything in one video. There's a lot. It was an extremely interesting experience from the very beginning, and it still is. And we went through things that you almost cannot imagine that they can happen to your life. Sometimes things that you just have seen in the movies. Very, very interesting. Now, there's one thing as well that moving towards your twin flame, it is very important to consider. And this is making a change. This is probably the biggest part of what you can do to get closer to your twin flame, or your twin flame to get closer to you. Because many times we are afraid because of how we were taught, because of what society is giving us it as limits, and we think we cannot step out of these limitations. It's extremely powerful, the grasp of the matrix. It's not easy to step out of it. We absolutely understand this. It took us a lot of courage as well, for both of us, to make our moves towards each other. That's why I mentioned our video about the our story.
Yeah.
Because we actually had to be very brave to make a lot of changes in our lives until we found the way to reconnecting with each other. And this is something that we don't see many of the people really doing. There's a lot of people are not together with their twin flames, but they're not actually doing much of a change in their lives.
Yes, that's very important.
And yeah, it's absolutely essential. It's like, you are, how many times you actually have had situations that it's like you are going through the same experience over and over again.
And you cannot come out of it.
Right. It's like a loop, like a vicious circle. And it's horrible. That's because when such things happen, it's your higher self, the divine within you, the universe is talking to you, and they're telling you it's time to make a change. It's time to move on, to step out of the life that you have right now. And by stepping out, at the beginning, it really seems like a disaster. Don't think it's going to be like extremely amazing from the very beginning you make the change. Sometimes it is, but sometimes we have to go through hell until we readjust our brain, the perception, the subconsciousness.
And there's a very simple thing about it, is that what we are trying to say is that your twin flame is a new thing. It's a new concept. It's a new technology. Because we have a technology inside our brains, but some people are very outdated technology, others are much updated. And in order to embrace the new technology, you have to get rid of the old technology. So you cannot put a new system inside of your brain and keeping the old as well. You're not gonna have enough space to absorb this new technology. So you cannot accept your twin flame and keep, let's say, old people, old connections next to you that just doesn't like your twin flame, for example. Or perhaps you have another partner, maybe not in an intimate relationship, but you have a partner which is with you all the way but cannot accept the new. If you stay with this partner, with this old partner, you cannot really move on. It's not possible. Or maybe you have old aspects within yourself which your twin flame just doesn't agree or cannot connect with you properly, and you cannot get rid of them. Then unfortunately the connection with your twin just doesn't move on. It's not possible.
Exactly. Imagine you live in a small apartment, for example, and you want a new TV, and you already picked the TV and you so much crave it, but you don't have where to put it. So the only way is to take out your old TV, make the space, and then bring in the new TV so that you have where to put it, right? Yeah. There's many examples of this, from our day-to-day life that we can come up with to describe what exactly we are speaking about. But that's exactly what it is. It takes a lot of courage, guys. Don't think that we are looking at you sitting here and smiling, and it seems that the energies are super light and everything is amazing. We actually had to go through hell until we come up to all this, until we find finally some kind of a peace for ourselves. Because we had to step out of lots of rules and, like Andre said, to delete old softwares.
Yes. It actually reminds me of the video we made that we died and we were brought back to life, and we made a video about this. If I can remember, I will put it somewhere upstairs here or in the description, because you really go through a lot to be able to achieve this. So we also spoke about the event, which means it's a new wave that comes to the life, and we have to have our hearts ready to it. And we even saw that people will die like for a small fraction of a second in order to update themselves to the new world. It's incredible.
Exactly. What is coming up front is going to be super exciting. And as a matter of fact, we have an opening of energies until the end of this year. And this opening gives us the opportunity to make a step towards this change we are talking about. So if you haven't had the courage to make any changes until now, to move towards your twin flame connection, reunion, I would say, because we are actually never separated in reality. Energetically, we are always connected, but the craving of the physical connection here on earth will always be. It will always be, guys. And if you have been craving to make a change, if you had your thought on this, that you cannot continue anymore with the life that you're having, you're fed up, like your cup is full to the top.
Yeah.
Well, now until the end of the year, the energies will give us the opportunity for some change to start happening. It's little steps that we need to take. We took a lot of little steps with Andre, one by one, until we made it to the end. And it was really worth it. It was very scary, but it was also super exciting. That's the part of it. The thing is that you just know with all your heart that this is the right way. That's what you are supposed to do.
Yes, and another thing I really want to leave it here in this video is that have faith, because it's a lonely journey. Not everyone can be with you in this journey, so the only best friend you have is faith. So have faith that everything's going to be okay, as long as you accept the change and you go through it. It can take years, and it will take years, because it's not easy.
The higher self many times gave us the message that he's with us, he's guiding us, and we just need to focus on the love. There's nothing else.
Yep. Which means when you are going through an emotional drama, just let it pass, because tomorrow you'll be better.
That's it.
Yes.
See you soon.
See you.